What's going on, everybody? I'm Dylan. I'm here with Logan. Together, we are the Juice
What's
Bros, and
going on, guys?
we're gonna be reviewing the entire series of Attack on Titan here on the channel. About one episode a week. It's as as consistently as we can do it. Breaking down each episode. Every episode will contain spoilers for that episode, as we both watched the series before, but we won't be going into any episodes before that we haven't reviewed yet, but we will be going back to make connections and stuff to episodes that we have reviewed already.
And I'd like to say for those who haven't watched this, this is an S tier anime. Through and through. The final part has not come out yet, but everything up until that point has been amazing, very well written. So for those who haven't seen it, I think this is a great anime to watch. Although I would not make this your first one because you might be disappointed if you watch anything else.
I was about to say exactly that. This is it's truly one of a kind. I mean, I don't see anyone ever being able to recreate. I mean, not ever. I mean, it probably can be, but it's definitely it'll be a while before anything even comes close.
Yeah, and I mean the story is so so original. I don't remember seeing or hearing, watching anything quite like this. And the animation is just beautiful throughout the whole thing.
Actually beautiful. So starting the episode, you're introduced, you see some flying birds, everything's calm, and then instantly you're looking up at this giant titan with his hand just on the wall looking down at everyone, just terrified. I mean, like, the intro is actually insane to this show.
Yeah, when I first watched this, I kind of knew what to expect going into. I didn't expect it to happen so quickly and to open with that. I mean, I'd be terrified. He is 100 feet tall.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're supposed to be safe, and after that, it just cuts immediately to the introduction to the scouts. I think it's a flashback to earlier that day. They're in the forest, just kind of a little intro to what they do, like their missions. They're hyping them up a little bit, and then it just cuts away as they are about to cut down a Titan, and then from there, there's a bunch of distorted scenes, and then we are there to Eren waking up.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting way to open it because they opened it with like almost 3 separate scenes. They had the opening scene with the Titan over the wall, and then it flips to the scouts, the scout regiment going through the forest and attacking a Titan, and then it cuts to Eren waking up from a dream.
A nightmare.
And so I'm wondering, when you first watched it, did you think like Eren was able that like the thing they showed in the beginning of like the Titan, the scout attacking the Titan? Like, did you think that Eren was like was that a dream for Eren? Because when I first watched it, I honestly thought he was dreaming.
No, I can't say I thought it was a dream. I just kind of looked at it at face value when I had first watched it. With how they were cutting from scene to scene. It's a little disorienting at first because you don't really know what the hell you're watching, really.
No, it just happens so quick. Everything, it just hits you immediately, and then all of a sudden it calms down, and you're left with a very annoying little boy.
Eren in this first episode is he's got beef with everybody. I mean, he wants smoke with everybody and anybody who doesn't share his exact view of the world.
Yeah, and I wrote this in my notes. It says I have it written down as relentlessly questioning Eren. This dude just questions everything. And I get children do that, but Aaron is on another level.
I don't
I mean,
even know.
everything
I don't
that
even know.
Hannes says to him, like he's just like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I would. I don't know if I would even call it questioning. He is hard. It is a statement to him. It is fact. It is anything that comes out of his mouth. He sees as the code of the world.
It's almost like he's interrogating Hannes. Like it's
Yeah.
just over and over again. And I actually really like what Hannes had said when he was talking to Aaron about how he judges peacetime by how lazy he is. Because if there's nothing going on, then that means that there's no danger and he can basically just slack off. And Aaron hates that.
Yeah.
Absolutely hates it. He's disgusted by it.
Yeah.
He would probably scrap with Hannes right there if he could.
Yeah, Hannes is just sitting there. He's trying to enjoy a drink with the boys, the fellas. They're all relaxing. It's a beautiful sunny day there in Shiganshina, and everyone's just vibing except for Aaron. Aaron has got so much anger for, I would say, little to no reason at this point in time.
Really? I mean, for no reason. Because, I mean, we watched the whole episode and there's no backstory whatsoever. You get Aaron waking up from a dream and then the few things that happen to him afterwards. And then all of a sudden, the Titans show up. Like, I don't know. I didn't get anything from that Aaron is like, I don't know why he's so mad. I got nothing from it.
Yeah. So
Maybe I thought maybe he hated his dad when I first watched, but his dad was like, "No, when I come back, well, I got this key and I'll show you what I've been working on in the basement." Aaron's very, he's fine with it.
he is
Wishes him good
instantly
luck.
okay.
Like
Everything
fine.
is okay after that. But I believe after that scene with Hannes, they go to the scouts returning from that mission earlier,
Mm,
and
mm.
it is gruesome. It is a bad sight to behold.
This was the scene that made me really go like, okay, it's one of these shows. Like this isn't gonna be some happy show.
There will be no happy ending here.
This before we had gone on the air, but why the hell did he give that old lady her son's hand? Why? I mean, I get you want to bring something back, but
You couldn't have brought
I
back like
don't.
a patch or
That's a little
something.
excessive. That's a little excessive. Yeah, bring back his.
I mean, that might have been gone. I mean, if it was just his hand, like bring whatever clothing was left on it or something.
Seriously, there was nothing. Like just his hand was left.
It's
I would have
mortifying.
just brought back nothing and been like, "Hey, lady, sorry."
And then there's the whole like monologue of her trying to find some meaning in it.
Oh, he's
And
hopeless. He is absolutely hopeless.
he's sitting there
Goes
with
on
this
a
weeping woman.
2-3 minute monologue of just how he starts it off. He was brave, and then he's like, "But it was for nothing. All of this is for nothing.
Yeah,
Just do the same thing every single time, and it doesn't work."
it's a bright outlook,
It
honestly.
it sets the tone. It sets the tone. Like they really are just trapped.
Yeah, and the scout sentiment about themselves in this scene is just reflected by everybody in the crowd and everywhere. Like nobody likes the scouts just because they see them as a waste of time.
Yeah, no, some of them think they're a waste of money, waste of time. I mean, there's nothing the scouts do is valuable to the
No.
people anyway. Like in their eyes, they just go out there and sacrifice themselves to explore the land around the walls. I mean,
Yeah, I guess they're trying to reclaim land out there. I don't know, take out as many titans as they can. They don't know anything. Like we don't know
I don't know how
anything.
you could. I don't know how you could.
It's
Like the only thing protecting them until this point are these walls. Which how the hell did these walls even get here?
We know nothing. We know absolutely nothing. We are just placed in this giant city that is a footnote. If you had seen the little in between scenes where they show you just how big the area that they have is. They got 3 walls, and this is just a little circle on the edge of the most outer wall.
Yeah, and it's much bigger. And they're not going to ever show you this like in the show, but if you go online and look up a map of the area that they're in, like the way it's constructed is just insane.
It's massive. Like all the cities are on the outside kind of like portions of the wall.
And that's the part that just confuses me because it's like it's 3 circles with each circle getting smaller, being inside the bigger circle until it gets smaller and smaller. And then on the outside of the big circle are a bunch of half circles. And in those half circles are basically all of like the humanity in that area.
Or like the most condensed like populations of the cities.
Yeah, because everything outside, I think, is just
farmland.
forests and farms.
That's what we know off the bat. Basically, is that little tidbit of information that they throw into you between these scenes. And then after that horrifying the scout parade, there we transition to that scene you were talking about earlier with Aaron at dinner. He's all pent up over. Of course, he wants to join the scouts. You know, he's dying for that.
I don't get it. This is after he just saw the parade of scouts come through and claim that it's hopeless, and he's like, "I want to be a scout. This is what I want to do."
And Mikasa is just not having it.
On him. She snitches on him. And I wrote that on my notes. I wrote snitching Mikasa.
Snitching Mikasa.
No, I'm sorry. I wrote snitching ass Mikasa. I was just flabbergasted when I first watched it because, I mean, they're supposedly best friends, and then immediately they get there, no hesitation. She just butts in and says, "Aaron wants to be a scout."
Yeah, and instantly Aaron's mom is not having that. She is just going at
She's
Aaron.
Pissed. She is mad, and for good reason. For good reason.
Yeah, for obviously good reason. He just wants to die. Like he's got the absolute death wish. His dad's just sitting there washing dishes. I'm pretty sure, if I remember. He's just sitting there, and she looks over to him. She's like, "Any input? Anything?"
He could care less. He could really care less. She's the one that's like, and then she even said later on, she's just like, punish him. Like, are you gonna do something? Yeah, I think she wears the pants in that relationship.
Oh, she definitely does.
I don't think
definitely does.
But to be fair, he does leave every so often because apparently he's a doctor. Like,
I guess he's the only doctor.
The inner circles, which I'm a little confused because I feel like if you had a doctor who, apparently helped cure the plague that they had,
and he's that valuable, I feel like
they have him inside, the wall that's closest to the outside. It just doesn't make any sense. But at least for him, conveniently, he left right before the Titans came.
We transition to our third of the trio. I don't know why animes always have a trio. I mean, it's always got to be a trio.
It's a staple. It's an anime staple. You got to have it. Every good animes have it.
So we go over to our this is the smart one of the group. Armin. He's just getting the absolute rocks kicked out of him. He's just being beat, and he's going on about how Verdi won while he's getting beat because they're stupid and he's smart.
One of the bullies basically called himself a sore loser too. When I can't remember if it was Aaron or Armin that said that they had won. Or I don't even know, but
no. Armin had said he won. He said, "You can keep beating me because I've already won." That dude is basically like, "Okay, all right, bet. That's cool."
Well, I'm a sore loser. Beat the hell out of you.
And then here comes Aaron. His beef is restored.
Oh my god, Aaron thinks he's so much more scary than he really is because all those dudes ran away, not because of Aaron, because of
The
Mikasa.
most horrifying frame, not the Titans. The
Yeah,
most horrifying frame in this entire episode is Mikasa,
that was
Naruto running at
terrifying.
them.
I would have ran too.
Yeah, so she shows up and then they're instantly gone, and then we get some talking between the trio, and really establish the dynamic of them.
Yeah, Armin's he had a little monologue, kind of like the commander of the scouts earlier, just very like the future is bleak type of monologue, basically saying that the walls can't hold forever.
That's all this episode is bleak. I mean, like, some people are having a good time, but anyone who's the focus
dude
is on
having a good time. Him and his buddies might be the only people who had a semi-solid moment of happiness before things got out of hand.
That they're chilling on like a dock, a river, almost, with some stairs, and like it's just a little chill spot for them. And as they're talking about all this, they're talking about how everything sucks. That's when it pans up to the wall right above, and we get brought back to the first scene from earlier, where giant lightning strike, and then got the giant titan from the intro grabs the wall and peeks his head up above, and it shakes everyone. Everyone just gets fucking thrown around just from him from appearing.
Yeah, and that first shot of the birds, like the very first shot of the show of the birds, right before the lightning strike and the Titan showing up, they basically took that same shot when they continued on with it in the middle of the episode, but it was like a zoomed out shot, but it was a beautiful shot. But down towards the bottom, you could see like those little birds that they showed in the beginning.
Yeah. So we really
just
got
a shot of the wall in the clouds. Visually, just amazing.
It builds the scale too, because they give us like the ants kind of view, where we're the birds pretty much going over
Essentially,
to see
that's
this.
all they are, really.
Yeah. So we get their view of it, and then we get the wider scale of it when the event actually takes place.
And what an event!
Yeah, and immediately after he grabs the wall and everyone gets up and they're shocked, he knees the wall with his old thick self.
It's a lean that he had. He like was leaning over and he had his back leg kicked up. Like, yeah. I don't know why the Titan had his leg kicked up.
It was kind of cute.
I
honestly.
thought he was gonna push the whole thing. Mad cute. I thought he was gonna push the whole thing over.
Yeah,
I thought the whole wall was about to come down. And instead, he was just winding up for the kick of the century.
You would think,
Ronaldo-esque. Because I mean, he was just goal.
You would think with him just going up and grabbing the wall and like just him holding himself up, like starting to come up, like the wall starts to crumble where his hand is. You would think he'd be able to just tear the whole thing down.
Seriously, or he could just fall. If he just fell forward, he just fell forward. I mean, that would be an insanely large hole in the wall.
But yeah, after that, knees the wall, boulders are flying everywhere, and the carnage begins. They do not hold back in this show whatsoever.
No.
If you're very uneasy, I don't know why you'd be here anyway. But
yeah, full disclosure: if you get squeamish around gore and blood, and I get it's animated, but if you get squeamish by it, I'm not quite sure this is the one for you. Because
instantly the wall gets kicked and there's people crushed under boulders, everything. It's the houses.
Well, I think the first shot of anything like horrible was the debris from the kick. You see someone trying to get someone else who was completely crushed from the debris.
I guess he was a named character. There's two deaths in this episode, and one of them we'll get into in like a minute. But we have another credit for order of appearances here, Moses, and next to it says he's deceased. So I guess that little character who gets crushed by the boulder's name was Moses.
No. Moses is the that lady's
Oh,
son.
her son. Okay, so that was an unnamed guy who
Yeah.
got crushed by the boulder.
Yeah, that was just a rando. He was an NPC. He didn't really matter.
I really thought I was onto something there.
No, Moses was the
Oh, I forgot
old
about my
lady's
boy
son,
Moses.
the one-armed wonder.
I mean, you would think the guy under the boulder would get a credit. I mean, there was more of him in the episode. I mean, he had his legs.
Yeah, he had one more appendage that Moses did not. So, R.I.P. my boy Moses and the man who, or woman, I'm not even sure who it was, but they had a rock on him.
Got crushed. Got absolutely crushed. And then from there, we get our first look at like a Titan. Besides, not the giant one, but like a normal Titan.
One of the smaller ones, which is absolutely terrifying.
It just comes out of the shadows and he's smiling
fuel.
at you.
Nightmare fuel.
Smiling. He is happy to be here.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then you start to see some more come through, and that is hell. They are in hell.
Thank God they don't run. I didn't see any of them running. So
yeah, nobody, everybody. I mean, I would probably be shocked. You could say you could run all day, but when you see that, I mean, I would probably.
Those Titans would have had a field day. They had a field day because these people waited until the wall. They saw the guy over the wall, the big Titan, and they sat there and watched and wondered what he was going to do, instead of doing the logical thing and turning around and running, because Titans, as far as I know, don't get that big. So if you see a Titan that big and you can see him over the wall, run. I do not get why they all just sat there.
I don't know about it. Fear is a powerful thing, my friend. I think in the moment.
I'll say this. I guess they hadn't seen one before. They had just been.
It's been 100 years. None of them inside the walls had seen a Titan.
Well, aside from the scouts, I mean, the scouts go out and see Titans all the time.
They see the results of them going outside the wall.
Anyone who isn't a scout is never going to have an opportunity to.
The garrison can look over the wall.
These things.
But yeah,
garrison.
So they never had seen a Titan, and I mean, I would probably do the Armin thing. I'd sit there trying to steady myself. I mean, what can you do? What can you do?
When I first watched that, I was like on the edge of my seat, but when he started doing that, I just burst out laughing. I mean, it's horrible. It's like an awkward, nervous type of laugh, because just the fact that he's sitting there and his arm, he's just trying to push his arm down.
Oh man,
what?
My guy Armin. And then from there, we see the Titans start to come through, and then finally people start to move. I mean, Armin's still sitting there, but Eren and Mikasa, they take the hell off, and they're just looking. They run straight home, and the most horrifying scene in an opening of an anime takes place.
I remember saying before what we were rewatching, but I had such blind optimism that they would be able to save his mom.
So yeah, they run up to Eren's house, and
they could do it.
They find Eren's mom trapped under this. I don't know how she's still breathing. The entire house is on her back, and she's
legs
just
completely crushed.
She's just kind of chilling there. And they run up to her, and Eren, the ever optimist, is trying to lift an entire house by himself.
He obviously can't, and I give him credit for trying, but that was
A for effort.
That was never gonna happen. And she said it; her legs are crushed. So
she told him, "Stop being a fucking idiot."
Seriously, even if they could, they wouldn't be able to. And again, I was feeling a little hopeless, but then my man Hannes comes over, and I'm thinking, oh baby, here we go, save his mom. And I thought he was about to have the first, badass Titan kill. I was ready for it, and then he gets one freaking look at this Titan who's just smiling at him, and the close up on this Titan's face was horrifying.
It was not a happy
colored eyes, like it was just
And it was not like the first Titan that comes through the wall with the smile, happy to be here. That was not a happy to be here smile on that Titan that walks up on
No, that
Honest,
was
and then
I'm gonna eat you.
that
I'm
was
gonna
a
eat you, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
devious
That
intent.
was a devious smile.
So yeah, Honest gets one look at that, and he just his pants are soiled.
No words. He just turns around, grabs the children, and runs. That's it.
Aaron's mom couldn't be happier. I mean, all her hopes and
Yeah.
dreams are fulfilled.
Yeah, it was actually this is the part that I actually like really got me as far as like being sad because we just heard after seeing them leave, she like covers her mouth and says, "Don't leave me," like really quietly, and that was
Oh, all hope
just
is gone.
gut wrenching.
And
Because then it just cuts to Aaron just watching as this smiling Titan
slowly
grabs her, and
gently,
I mean, just agonizingly slow. Agonizingly
gently,
slow
really taking
watching
it in.
her watching this Titan. I thought the Titan was just going to eat her, but he had to apparently rip off her head. He ripped off her head before eating her.
Yeah, and it was the shot, the blood sprinkling everywhere, and then the shot where the Titan just takes a big gulp after and is just
A satisfied smile on his face. Just
see that, and that's just where the episode ends. It leaves off on that Titan just devouring Aaron's mom. that is the first episode. There's a lot of calm. There's a lot of build up to it. Really, you get your introduction, and it's all in 20 minutes. It's kind of insane to think about it. It's in 20 well, with credits, like 20 minutes.
It's one of those episodes that's like you feel like it's slow paced, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just picks up 0 to 100. I mean, you go from hanging out by a river, lake, or whatever, just talking, and then all of a sudden, Aaron's watching his mom get eaten.
It wasn't exactly. I'd say it went from like 40 to 100, and you get the whole scout parade, and that is just not. That's not a good time right there. I mean, the stakes are there in front of you, and some it's about to go down in the opening scene. I mean,
I mean, you know it's coming.
But they give you
just don't expect everything that comes afterwards.
They give you a semblance of maybe it's not even happening this episode. It's just a kind of like a taste.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't hold back. It's the last what is it, like 8 minutes is just
something like that.
Actual chaos.
So, what would you rate the episode? First episode of Attack on Titan. What would you rate it?
The first episode of Attack. Are we rating this on we watched it in dub. Are we rating this on dub or sub? I feel like it's a little different.
Oh yeah. We like to preface this by saying that we watch it on dubbed.
I've seen it. I've seen it on subbed, but for this review,
yeah, I got nothing at sub. I've seen the most recent stuff that has come out, season 4, and the last part that came out, I think last week. I watched that in sub, but I prefer dub. I can focus more on the imagery when it's dubbed because I know what they're saying.
Yeah, I always make sure if it's an anime I like, I watch it in subbed at least once. So we're getting into the ratings here, and what we thought overall as an episode. So this being the baseline as the very first episode of Attack on Titan, we have this as a singular episode. Having watched it before, we're not going to have a basis for like. We can try not to, but we kind of know what's coming.
Yeah, we know where the story goes. So, I mean, we're going to rate it like as best as we can based off just what we watched.
Yeah, try to be
nothing else
unbiased to what comes after as possible.
And I like to start off by saying that this episode was a 10. I mean,
you're coming in with a 10?
I'm coming with a 10 because I think it does everything that it needs to. In the short 25 minutes that the episode is, I think it covers its basis. It starts you off with a very interesting and kind of scary shot of the Titan over the wall. So it
Yeah.
starts you right off with that, and then it transitions a couple times to other facets of life within the walls.
Within and outside the
And
walls.
it establishes your three main characters. It establishes the threat. It establishes the motives, like how Aaron's feeling, because he is the main character. I just think it does everything that it should, that opening that a pilot episode should have.
Yeah, when you first watch those first couple minutes, I mean, it's disorienting, but it all comes around within the same episode. I mean, it's kind of crazy how they wrap it all in, just giving you these little flashes of what's about to come. I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, I had questions after the episode, and I still have questions after the episode, but they're not questions of like, why did they do this? Like, that's weird, or this doesn't make sense. It's more like, what does this mean? This is, how are they going to go about this? It's just constructive questions.
it gives you it gives you a
And
lot of questions other
food
than
for thought.
gripes. Yeah.
Food for thought, makes you think about it, and I think that's all you can ask, especially with such a short episode, like as most anime are.
Yeah, in 20 minutes, it's quite impressive what they did with this first episode. And I mean, the animation, I forget the exact name of the studio that did the first 3 seasons of the animation for this. But it is all hand drawn as far as I know. Like, this is meticulously animated.
I just looked it up. The studio that produced it was Wit Studio.
Yeah, that's what it was. They props to them. I mean, it's insane what they were able to accomplish with this show. And it would
The
not
best looking anime that I've seen up to this point, in my opinion.
the only thing that might come close, I mean, it's apples to oranges here, but Demon Slayer with its like
Yeah, Demon
yeah.
Slayer's animation's really good. Have you seen Seven Deadly Sins?
I've seen a little bit of it. I mean, it's
I haven't seen much of it, but from what I have seen, the animation's pretty good. But I don't think it pales in comparison
no. This
um,
is one of a kind. I
to
mean,
this show.
but as far as my rating goes, I don't want to come off the rip with a 10, but it's my only gripe with the first episode is Aaron's intentions, or like his views. I know everything goes to hell, but they're kind of baseless to begin. I mean, he's a kid. He's a kid. He's
Yeah,
never experienced any of like
he's
what's
very
about
angry.
to happen. He's very angry. Um, yeah, he really. I don't know if I can hold that against this episode though.
No, I mean, he's a 12-year-old boy. I mean, I'm
I
not gonna
I will. I think
overreact to that.
without any spoilers. I mean, as a single episode, this is tough. It's tough. The rating system is tough. Ah,
The rating system is tough, but I think for a pilot episode, I think it's a 10.
I'm gonna go with yeah. No, I don't think any other episode in anime the opening is just this
Yeah,
good.
no other opening episode of an anime, or really like a show in general, like has captivated me like that first episode of Attack on Titan.
I guess I'm gonna give this a 10 as well, based on a single
Yes, sir.
episode. It being
Yes,
an
sir.
opening episode, um, all these factors. I mean, with the time they threw so much at you, and it all was fluid. Um, they give you might be confused in the first few minutes, but it all comes around. It all makes sense. It's incredible, honestly.
Yeah, no, and it does a very good job of making me want more, more episodes,
More.
more.
So that will be it for this episode. We are going to be going into a little spoiler section here in a minute. So this is your warning here. We're going to be talking about what does come in the future for people who want that. Um, so I mean, if you like the episode though, I would strap in for the ride here. This is going to be a journey, a journey.
Yep, it's going to be a weekly video. Every week we'll recap one episode of Attack on Titan.
Maybe
And
with enough incentive, we can not incentive, but if there's a lot of love and support, we could go forward with like maybe like a bonus episode like every few weeks or something like in the same week.
yeah, nope. And as we record the Attack on Titan and we rewatch that, we're also going to be watching season 3 of The Mandalorian. We're getting on kind of late, so we're gonna record the first couple episodes that have already come out, and then we're gonna hopefully catch up. We're hoping by episode 4.
Yeah, there might be a couple episodes of Mando in the same week at one point, just so we can get up to speed. But then Mando will be once a week as well.
Yes, and that will be like real time reactions from us because we're gonna be watching that live together every week. So.
And we will eventually go back and do the first couple seasons of Mando, but we do want to be up to speed with what is happening currently with the show. So thank you for being here with us. If you made it here to the end, appreciate you. And
We appreciate it.
If you stick around, we'll see you in the spoiler section. What is going on, everybody? It's the Juice Bros, Dylan and Logan here. This is our spoiler section for Attack on Titan, Season 1, Episode 1, to you 2,000 years from now, I believe, right? And the Fall of Shiganshina and all that. It's a long title.
So this is my first time rewatching it, and I am actually amazed at how well they've set the story up.
I mean, we're in the spoilers right now. We're about to go off the rails here for a minute, right?
Yeah. So knowing what happens between Eren and from here until the end, and knowing that his dad was almost the catalyst, of everything.
But at the same time, Eren is the catalyst of everything. He is the current Attack Titan.
It's not. It's mind blowing. I mean, Eren is freaking. He's a menace. He's a menace. It's so weird to see Eren be so innocent in this, and then you fast forward to where we are now, and he's committing genocide.
I mean, it all makes sense in the end of why he's doing what he's doing, but it is crazy. The parallels, the setup, the everything really. I mean, Eren's dad, his ex-wife is the Titan that eats his mom. I mean, like I said this earlier, you hadn't remember that. And it's just a crazy realization that they throw all of these, like it's so well put together. Where when you rewatch it and you notice all of this from the beginning, it's insane.
Yeah, no, I mean, even like the colossal Titan that broke the wall, like that's Berthold. Like, and you don't find that out until season 2.
Yeah,
right.
That was the big realization of season 2. Yeah,
I think season 1 ends with Eren getting eaten by. Is that how season 1 ends?
No, that was
I can't even remember.
Eren gets eaten, and then you find he's a shifter still in season 1. Season 1's like 23 episodes. Season 1 ends with Eren beating Annie. And then they give you the little tease of the Titan in the wall at the end of season 1.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
It's crazy. God. Even the dream that Eren wakes up from in the beginning, the recent hour-long special for part 1 of the final chapters, that dream really, Eren was just getting tidbits of it, and obviously they showed us what pertained to this episode, but that dream, he went through everything in the series that has transpired, and it's crazy.
I wonder if Eren, like, looking back now, can like decipher like the things that had happened to him and like figure out that it was all him all along. Like, I wonder if he can if he's able to know that, because I mean, as a child, like he doesn't know shit.
No,
Just
the
gonna say it.
memories are
I
locked
mean,
inside of him because of all the crazy Titan shit. But it's just crazy to realize everything that like takes place. And this is only episode 1. These like the things we're noticing now. It's episode 1,
yeah,
and they pertain to
the
now.
parallels are. The show does a great job. Very connective storytelling.
It's a very
really
complete story. They
not
know where
many
they're
loose
going.
ends. And if there are any loose ends, it's maybe minor stuff. Like,
I don't know if I can even think of a loose end in the show, if I'm being honest.
okay, no, remember that one Titan that was friends with Historia? I can't remember her
Ymir?
name. Yeah, what happened? Whatever even happened to her?
So they she went with Rhina and Bertolt because she was the Titan that killed the boy that went on the mission with them originally. So that's why she was the Jaw Titan. Because she was a pure Titan. She was a rebel, I think, in Marley. So because that's how they all the pure Titans on Paradise got sent there. Was they were injected with the serum and like thrown off to the endless abyss that is Titanland over there.
Yeah, but do we ever see what happens to her? Like
No,
afterwards?
they don't show what happens to her.
She's not the Jaw Titan. Like halfway through the show, like
yeah,
it's someone else. It's I can't remember that kid's name. But
God, why can't I remember his name right now? But basically, she writes a letter to Historia. They allowed her to do that because it's pretty much implied that she is going to be eaten and transferred into the Jaw Titan that there was after that. Because I can't remember his name.
yeah, I can't. At first, I was gonna say it's Falco's older brother, but I don't.
No,
Is it
no.
Falco's
older brother took
No.
the enormous L.
Yeah, R.I.P. Falco's older brother.
But yeah, so she there was closure in that, but they didn't show exactly what had happened to Ymir. At the end of season 2, she goes off with Ren and basically back to Marley.
Jesus.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Ymir Scout, not founder.
Well, I think that'll be it for our spoiler section.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything
not really
more.
going to be a long section.
Nah, just for
but just to go over a few things that we might few comments, concerns, stuff like that we might have after rewatching all this for the first time.
This is for you that are following along that just love this show and are for some reason watching a podcast about the beginning of the show.
Show that you've already watched. I'm guilty of that myself.
Yes, sir.
I am guilty of that myself.
So this one's for you, for the real ones. And
yeah,
definitely check out what's to come. Shouldn't be a long outro. I mean, this is like 40 minutes of footage at this point.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that, 40, 45.
But yeah, this will be it for episode 1 of Attack on Titan, the spoiler section. So join us next week for episode 2. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being you.
I'd like to. Yes, thank you. And I would just like to end the podcast, end the video.
This is a podcast.
With one thing. The podcast. All right, I just gotta end it with one thing. Fuck Gavi.
Who?
Gabby. Fuck. I think I said it wrong.
Gabi.
Fuck Gabby.
I thought you said Dobby, bro.
No. I don't know why I said it. I don't know why I said Gavi.
Oh shit.